Hi, I'm Kristen Clark, and I'm here with Cara Nance, and we're talking today about energizing your career through your strengths. This is going to be a new weekly live that we do that's going to talk about strengths and how you can use these in your career. So, Cara, I'm so happy to have you here today.
I'm extremely excited to be here with you as well, Kristen. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the very first one that Kara and I decided to talk about, the first strength, is a ranger. And the reason we started there is that both Kara and I have a ranger in our top five. So let me give you a little bit of a glimpse of what a ranger means. People that are high in a ranger, they can organize things, but they have this great flexibility where if they have a organization plan and something changes, they're very good at just making that change and getting everybody involved.
Yeah.
Kara,
Yeah.
anything you want to say about that?
Yeah. I like to think of our Ranger skills as so those of us who have a Ranger theme high, as we like to say, it's a lot like being a juggler. And not only are we able to juggle all the balls in the air, we figure out the most efficient pattern for said balls in the air. And, sometimes add a little fun, like, oh, maybe a little backside, we like to have some fun with our organizing too.
Yes. And another visual, that I always hear is conductor. We're really good at kind of pointing fingers and making sure everybody in the band is doing what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it.
Right. Those optimal levels, like, are we in pitch? Yeah, just a little more. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, one of the things that we want to do for our audience is give them an example of how a ranger shows up in daily life. So, for me, I can tell you that my ranger when I was in corporate, I loved being in charge of cross-functional teams. I enjoyed just having the last one I was on, I think was 23 people. And I just felt so energized by keeping all of those people on task to get this huge project done. And, a lot of people would say, Kristen, how do you do that? How do you remember all these things? And I'm like, well, doesn't everybody do that? Because it just comes so natural to me. So I love that. And I love my arranger strength. And it is my number one strength, by the way.
Oh, right on, right on. Yeah, I think it's my fifth. It's my fifth. Yeah, I was the one with the color coordinated email systems, and then when fellow colleagues were like, having their screen, their eyes on my screen, like, what? It's how I organize my emails, all that. Another way that I've seen it used is, you might be the person who keeps all the birthdays and the anniversaries and all the different celebrations in the office. You're the one who keeps track of all the dates, who's signing the card, making sure that there's an organized system to signing this card. Yeah, back when we were all together. So maybe now it's a virtual kudo board card or something like that.
Well, and now that you bring that up, every one of my drawers in my house, I've got like little containers in each drawer and everything has its spot.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
know.
just got goosebumps. I'm like, yes, my people.
I know it makes me happy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you know what? You think about this and my family kind of falls into line with this. They come to me now to organize stuff and they rely on my love of doing that, number one, and probably because they don't want to do it, which is fine too, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, right. With our strengths, right, we get energy
Hmm.
when we're carrying out these tasks. Where it's draining for our other, people in our lives. We're like, yes, we love to. That's actually, I love that you bring that up. That's often my holiday coupon card for friends and family. Good for one organized room. Like, you must leave. You don't get to be there, but I will organize your room. And
Oh, how funny. I love that. That's a great way to show people that you care about them. I love it. And for anybody that's listening to this either today or afterwards, please feel free to put your comments in the chat about your arranger. If this sounds like you, we would love to hear from you and love to have a conversation around that. So, Kara, the last thing that we wanted to do is give arrangers, people that think they might be an arranger, an idea of types of tasks or projects that they can raise their hand for or volunteer for within their organization so that they can take advantage of this arranger skill. So do you have one of those for us?
Yeah, last week you and I were talking about our love of Google Docs and sometimes how frustrating it can be to keep track of all the Google Docs. So maybe you find yourself already organizing your own Google Doc system, and you can model that for your entire team, maybe your whole organization, or you've got such a love and passion for organizing, like, you know what, this whole Google Doc thing, it's way too much. I have an even better system for you. So that's
That's
one.
awesome. Yeah. And I would tell you, for all of my ranger friends out there, I love raising my hand to run these cross-functional teams. So if there's a large project or a group that needs some leadership, a ranger is not only good at arranging the people within the team, but also picking out the right people for the team. It seems to be a sixth sense, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
snaps
to
them
keep
up.
it organized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that you said sixth sense, and I was thinking there might be moments when fellow ranger friends are asking yourself, like, why did they pick me for this? Maybe it feels like a tall order. Like, what? I don't have the fill in the blank, expertise
Hmm.
or whatnot. They see that ranger in you. It's just a part of us, and it's people appreciate it. So
And I love that you said that, Kara, because originally that's what happened to me. In every
really,
role that I had, they put me in charge of those teams. And when I finally, took my CliftonStrengths later in my career, I was like, well, no wonder, I am good at this.
right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's powerful. I just got goosebumps again. Ugh,
I
love
know.
it.
It's fun, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All
That's
right. So the reason that Kara and I are doing this is we just want to make sure that in your career, you're getting closer and closer to what you love to do every day.
Yeah, yeah, and just to feel that confidence to go in knowing when you say, "Hey, I'd love to tackle this aspect," or "Hey, how's this project going? I'd love to contribute." That you go into that knowing your contribution and also what you need in those moments. So we're excited for
Great.
you and support you on your journey.
All right. See you next week.
All right, friend. We'll see you next week.